Hello, Fear the Meerkat here. Welcome to another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy IV. Now, the audio might be a bit out of sync because I've had to put post commentary on this, but I think I've solved the problem of the game sound and post commentary not being both audible at the same time. So I think now you should be able to hear my voice, but also be able to hear the music, the sound from the game, and they should both be even. This guy in red looks kind of like a Jawa from the first Star Wars games, episodes. First Star Wars films sends us on this side quest to go to the desert, but I still don't know where the desert is. Apparently there's an oasis, but I don't know if it's a desert in the underground or what. I haven't found it yet, but never mind. You know, perhaps I'll figure it out at some point. So at this point I was looking for, well, thanks weird blue floating thingy. I decided to have a look and see what weapons and shields were available. I've already edited this footage. This isn't everything that was in the game. This is part of it. And yes, we can wield the weapons that they sell. I guess they were concerned because they're not really used to humans being around. We also managed to get a bestiality. I don't know, one of those beast things basically tells you what all the beasts are. Managed to get those from a chest earlier, but I don't see what the point in them is. They're not really useful since they only show creatures that you've already fought before, so I don't really know what the point is. And I decided to sell the chain whip because there was no point in keeping that one. I have a better version, and of course I bought some more arrows, so that's good. Both of these things are useful, but unfortunately I could only afford to buy one of them. I really did get rid of a lot of stuff, but despite that fact, I sold a lot of stuff in the last episode, but despite that fact I still didn't have enough to give to buy more than one luminous robe, and I couldn't buy that very useful shield, but never mind. And at this point I got kind of lost looking for the exit place where we had to go next, so I cut out that footage until I found the footage that was useful. I actually made some progress. I don't like doing post commentary, partly because of the immediacy is lost. I'm not surprised by anything that's happening here. I already know what's happening. You can pause it if you want to have time to read. I wasn't certain which books to keep in here and which to cut out. I just decided to keep all of them in case any were useful. I would agree with that one. See, they're just not used to humans. They don't know how we do things. I don't know if these would be useful, but they might be at some point in the game. That information is actually quite useful in a minute. Now, I'm about to go into a couple of boss fights, and I cut out the first time I fought both of those boss fights. Sorry to interrupt the text on screen, but I need to explain this because I felt that it was boring and it was making the video very long, and there just wasn't much point in showing it off. So I only showed off the bits I got right. Don't normally do it that way, but in this particular case I did. So yeah, we've just learnt from the books that you need to defeat her, Asura, the queen, first, and then you can move on to the king. So I just cut out quite a long battle there. So you need to use Reflect on her, otherwise on her, not on your own characters, on her, and that way all of her attacks that heal her, and she will heal herself throughout this battle. All of the attacks that heal her will heal us instead. Otherwise, she's just going to keep on healing herself and our attacks won't mean anything. And once you've used Reflect on her, then you just need to keep on using your strongest attacks, and it's probably a good idea to use Cecil and Rosa to heal your characters, or at the very least to bring them back to life. Basically, there's no point in using Protect. It doesn't protect you. One hit and she can destroy one of your characters, KO them. In fact, I won't bother healing them actually. I don't think I did that very much in this battle. I would just raise them or use Phoenix down so that they can keep on attacking. That's the best thing, and with Rydia, I think you're probably going to want to keep on using Dragon or Titan, one of your more powerful Dylons, I don't know, whatever they're called. See, that would have killed you. that would have healed her, but instead it healed you. And she's strong against all elemental attacks, but fortunately Titan's attack and the dragon's attack, as far as I know, doesn't heal her, it hurts her, so I guess it doesn't count as an elemental attack. But Rydia's Chain Whip, or whatever whips he's using now, does count as an attack. So you're also going to need to use Reflect on her more than once. I would just use it periodically, because Reflect on her apparently only lasts for a limited time, whereas I think if you do Reflect on your own characters, it lasts forever, or for the rest of the battle, basically. You've probably already worked this out, but when a character is green like that, it means that they've got Reflect on them. Either that, or it could mean they're a zombie. I don't think we've been turned into zombies very often in this game. It certainly happens a lot towards the end of Final Fantasy X, but we're not playing that, so... In fact, we are not playing anything at all. I'm not playing this, I'm watching myself, having already played it, and so are you, so... Don't know why I bothered to mention that. I don't think there's any slowdown, but if there is, that might make the video go a tiny bit out of sync, and if it's a tiny bit out of sync anyway, for any other reason, I think it is by about half a second, then sorry, but there's nothing I can really do about that. Apparently, my microphone wasn't plugged in, or something like that. So sometimes you even bring your characters back to life, which is very helpful. But I don't know what her moving her head around like that means. She appears to have 3 heads in this form. I wasn't really expecting the battle to go like this, I admit. I mean, she's actually easier than I thought she was, despite the fact that this seems to be quite hard. It's nowhere near as hard as it appears to be, I promise you, but I was expecting you to be fighting a monster in a cave, and you're fighting a queen in the basement of the library. But as you can see there, we need to use Reflect again, because she has turned back to normal, but I haven't spotted that. I hadn't spotted that at this point, so now she's having a chance to heal herself, which is particularly bad if you need to heal your characters as well, because it's giving her time to keep on healing herself at the same time, so it's really not good. You may have just heard my phone getting a text message, or you may not. I'm not sure. It is taking me ages to work out that Reflect isn't on her. There's probably a way to change the formation so that the first character out, the first character that attacks is Rosa, and it would have been useful if I had done that at this point, but I hadn't. So, I won't use ninjutsu if I were you with Edge, because that is that's elemental, so. And at last, I worked out that I needed to do Reflect. Seriously, she isn't as hard as I thought though, as long as you keep on reviving your characters and as long as you realise that you need to reflect on her. I mean, she beat me once, as I said, but only once, and the background is wrong here because this is not what the background behind her looks like. So I guess whoever designed the game, or at least designed this Nintendo DS version got that wrong. Nintendo DS version. I'm not sure how that would work. I suppose it would be someone who's never used Nintendo DS before. I'm not going to speculate about what else it might mean. I'm just going to make the assumption that I'm right. So, yeah. It is a pain that she keeps on knocking out your characters. I know, I'm talking a lot here. I could shut up for a minute. Honestly though, you have heard this music many times before. Don't attack with 4 of them in a row. Use at least one of your goes to defend or heal one of the others, because if you attack 4 of them in a row and then she counter-attacks all 4 in a row, then all 4 will die, if you see what I mean. So spend at least one of your 4 turns that happen in a row using Phoenix Down, or if none of your characters need that yet, use Defend instead. I don't know why it seems to heal a random character. See, that was a lot quicker than I thought it would be. I used a strategy guide to work out how to beat her, I admit. So, I thought it was a separate side quest to get the Defender Sword, but it turns out that you can get the Defender Sword, which is a very useful weapon for Cecil, in the cave that we went through in order to get to the Fey March. So, I actually have that, and when I go back through that cave, I will be using the Defender Sword. And as we learned upstairs, we are now able to talk to the king since we have beaten her. But first, you actually have the option to go and save between battles, which is what I did. So we get a new summon thing. So yeah, I cut out the bit where I went and saved. I'm sorry, I skipped through the dialogue there. That's because I already read it the first time, and lost, and so I guess I forgot the second time I needed to shut off. So yeah, that's Leviathan. Fortunately, it's weak to lightning. This is very, very useful. Unfortunately, its attacks are pretty powerful. I actually found it easier than beating Asura, but you should keep an eye on your character's levels. And it's a good idea to use Shell. I don't know why it's a bad idea to use reflect instead, or protect instead, sorry, but yeah, you should be using shell. And the first time I was beaten, well, this thing isn't that hard to defeat. The first time I was beaten, I simply didn't keep an eye on my character's levels, and so I allowed them to dip too much. But yeah, I would use Cecil and Rosa again as healing characters and just heal when it gets to their turn. And for the other two, they use the Blitz Ninjutsu, which Leviathan is weak to, and use Fandaga, which Leviathan is weak to. I don't know what doing a summon of a creature that strikes enemies down with lightning would do, but again, I used a strategy guide and it recommended that I use Fandaga, so that's what I'm doing. And being able to save between times also means that I was able to fully heal myself. You can't buy any potions or anything like that in the Fey March, but that doesn't matter that much with the healing. As long as, if you're powerful enough to reach the Fey March, then you're going to be at a high enough level to beat this thing. I don't know if Leviathan is the same creature that broke our ship apart in one of the early episodes, but I might be thinking of Final Fantasy VI rather than this game, so I keep getting text messages. It's very hard once one of your characters gets KO'd to bring their health back up to full again before they get KO'd again, unfortunately. So again, just be mindful of their health. And see, it's done already. Much, much easier than I thought it would be. And yeah, I think I ended the episode fairly soon after this. And I don't think I really have that much to say. Unfortunately, you have to walk all the way back through the cave again, but never mind. Yeah, I'm gonna say goodbye now, and I will see you in the next episode.